everybody. Thanks for having us. So Devonna and I are here to talk about a couple of the resources that CNM Ingenuity helps to administer that are help connect individuals and employers with workforce training resources. So that's overview basically of what we're here to talk about. But I am specifically here to talk about the Job Training Albuquerque program, which is actually, well, here, I'll just start right there. What is it? So this is a city-funded program that CNM Ingenuity administers. So they pay for it and we run it, basically. And so it's a partnership. It connects local employers with free training. It is a free workforce development program. It provides opportunities for employees and employers to take advantage of a number of different training options, including many offered through UNM Continuing Ed, which I'll mention in a minute. So some of you may be familiar with us from that. We launched quietly in 2020 because as soon as it launched, immediately COVID did too. So we quieted it first, but it did pick up steam that fall. And we have been fortunate to be refunded by the city twice so far, because it was a three-year grant initially, and now it's annually put up for review and renewal by the city council, actually. And so these are some of our stats. These are actually a little bit outdated now that I look at them, but we have connected nearly 1,000 employees with from 195 or almost 200 businesses, which are employers, organizations. United Way, for example, is an eligible employer, I'll just say, and I'll explain eligibility here in a minute. And they've added 629 jobs, which if you take the number of jobs times how much those wages are associated with those different jobs, we average the impact at $27.8 million so far in just those few years. So we're pretty proud of the success of the program, and hopefully that's why the city keeps refunding us. The goals of the program, these are the goals set by the city, but we believe them as well, is that it's kind of 3 levels. We want to help employees. We want employees to connect with skills that they need and want to advance their goals, career goals, whether they stay with the organization they're with right now or whether they decide to do something else, they can take those skills with them. And then employers, obviously, they can, help build their capacity by training up their employees and without having to pay for the trainings, without having to use that portion of their budget. These are small businesses, small organizations, a lot of nonprofits take advantage of it, don't have large training budgets. So this is a nice way for them to access that training. And then the goal of the city really is to help add jobs and grow the city one job at a time is sort of their motto. So some of you, and Devonna is probably going to mention WIOA in a minute, but you may be familiar with JTIP or WIOA. And so we like to reference those because they're similar in some ways, but unique in others. JTA is more narrow in the sense that it really is only Albuquerque. You have to be headquartered in Albuquerque in order to participate in the program. But it is also broader in that it fills those small business gaps that other, JTIP may have, where you can be in the industry and come from anywhere, and you can be a business of 1 person or up to 500 employees to take advantage of it. And so it's kind of more narrow in some respects, but much broader in others. So to be eligible, you have to be under 500 employees. As an organization or a business, and registered in the state of New Mexico, and headquartered in Albuquerque city limits. That is incorporated Albuquerque, so that does not unfortunately include Los Ranchos, Rio Rancho, East Mountains, that kind of a thing, because it is city funded. And then not typically an issue, but it has to have been around for a year, or the person who started the business has to have lived in Albuquerque for a year. I like to tell anyone I meet with, which I do, I meet with anyone who applies. I'll go through that application process in a second, that we really only ask 2 things of any employer that participates. And that's that if you sign up for a training, either yourself or your employees, that you take it. It's free, but it's not free to the program. And so we don't like to waste money. So if you sign up for a training, please successfully complete the training, help employees successfully complete the trainings. And then also just that last bullet, which is willing to participate in ongoing program measurement and effectiveness, which is really the surveys. And this is the only reporting requirement that we have for anyone that participates. And if anyone has ever known anyone who's done either WIOA or JTIP, you know that there's a lot of reporting requirements with that. JTA is very small. We just have a survey that I will bug people to do before they take a training, and then after they take the training, we'll bug them for surveys 1 month after it ends, 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years. And what we're looking for there is kind of speaking to the second bullet, and that's, or I'm sorry, the first one, that the city is looking to see if you've added jobs or increased wages, because that's how they're tracking the effectiveness of the program. And so our surveys are just going to ask the organization that's participating, did you add jobs or did you increase wages? How many jobs, how many employees do you have now? Okay, how about now? And there really is no punishment if these things don't happen, but that's just what we're tracking. And as you could see from our stats in the beginning, we have seen a lot of success in that. So those are the only requirements. The process, the way that the program works is that you go to our website and apply, and I'll put a link in the chat so you can share it with others, and I'll also share the presentation happily afterwards. We have a very short online application that anyone who wants to participate fills out online. It's an online form. It comes to me and I'll review it. I do an initial check just to make sure that you're headquartered in Albuquerque and registered as a business. And if those check out, then I'll schedule, it's like a 15-minute Zoom call usually with the employer, just to kind of go over some of the specifics of the program and answer any questions that they may have, or talk about the trainings, which I'll get to in a sec. Just, you know, we just discuss their participation basically. If everyone's on board with it and everyone's happy, then we move forward. I send them an email afterwards welcoming them to the program. If they've identified trainings, we say you've been approved for this training. Otherwise, it's just a welcome to the program email. And then it has a pre-training survey in that email as well. And then I send them a registration form. We use a generic registration form. It's a fillable PDF for any training that they want to participate in, no matter who the training partner, which again, I'll get to in a sec. So I collect those registration forms. I use those to register people. They don't register themselves. That's basically how we keep it free, because we do the registration for them. And then just fill out the surveys, take the training, and that's it. That's the whole program. There's not more to it than that. We do offer, so all of our trainings, CNM Ingenuity trainings, which I don't know if you're familiar, coach training, for example, some of you are familiar with that, but there's others as well, are all available through Job Training Albuquerque. But also, in addition, additional training partners that we have are UNM Continuing Ed, UNM Anderson School of Management, the New Mexico Child Care and Education Association, that's NMCCEA. They offer the 45-hour training that anyone who working in early child care needs to take. They can take that for free through JTA, or the NAC, which is the credential for those looking to run a center or manage a center. And then we have some general contracting trainings through 2 of our contracting partners, construction partners, which is also a great, and so anyone in the construction industry, if they are headquartered in Albuquerque and under 500, can take trainings through those entities as well. And then we actually just added, it's not even literally signed a agreement yesterday, so it's not on my presentation yet, with Chorus Academy, and they do certified nurses assistant and medication assistant training. So we have those, we've just added those, not even on the website yet, so hot off the presses. So here's just some of the trainings that you can take through JTA. I could go on and on and on. I could just take this entire time just listing trainings, so I'm not going to do that. We have a list of them on our website, and I'll share that after I get done talking. But here's just a handful of different trainings that different organizations can benefit from. And this is our website. I like to show this screen because our website's very simple. We have 3 tabs. There's the homepage, and then there's trainings and application and contact me, and that's it. So it's really a simple website to navigate, and to people can find things pretty easily. But if not, I'm always available as well. And that is all I have.
I'm going to talk about 3 programs. So this is, if you were to go to the ingenuity.org website, this is our main website for CNM Ingenuity, and it will have little tiles of all of the programs that we have available through Ingenuity. Now, just to let you know, there are some programs that may not qualify for some of the funding that I'm going to talk about today, but the 3 specific ones that I'm going to share, they do. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with the deep dive trainings or the deep dive programs that are housed at the Stimulus Center. This is kind of my home programs that I help oversee. So what we have here that are housed at Deep Dive are all the tech trainings. So we have full-time trainings or boot camps. If they are a full-time boot camp, they either are on a format of a 10-week or 12-week, Monday through Friday. Training. And then we also have part-time, which are more friendly for those who have a part-time job who would like to upskill outside of their work time, so their work hours. For example, our IT professional series course is offered on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and it is a live virtual classroom. So we try to help and try to be as friendly to those who have a work schedule. All of these, then we have some part-time training, such as our Blockchain Academy, our cybersecurity, and our Salesforce that are more or less learner-paced. Our Salesforce does have an instructor that facilitates each module as you go, so they are helpful. The cybersecurity may not have a instructor that completely goes through all the modules, but they are mentor led. So if you have any questions, they are there for that. Let me think. So I am not going to show you all of the boot camps that I just showed you in that last slide. I decided to choose a couple to highlight. One of them is the Java Android boot camp, which is a 12-week boot camp. All of these boot camps that I'm going to show you and the ones that I'm not going to show you, but that were on the list, but they do start in January. They all have an application deadline date of December 8th. We have all of them pretty much started in the beginning, sometimes in September 11th, 18th, and then we have a couple of our 10-week boot camps that are starting the beginning of October. So this is just kind of an overview of what we will cover in the Java Android Bootcamp. If you navigate to our website, which is deepdivecoding.com, and I will also put that in the chat, you can go through each one of these boot camps, and we will give you information like exactly what is taught in each boot camp. We have little side tabs that will show you what this is showing here from week to week, what you will cover. If you have someone who's interested but wants more information, we'll give you a bio on the instructor, the cost, the upcoming dates. We like to put them at least 3 cohorts out. So if you need to plan when a boot camp will be, and if you'd like to be interested, you have that information available. And this is kind of what we do with the Java Android. This is just a picture of our downstairs at the Stimulus. We have an upstairs, and then we have the Java and digital media are housed in our ground floor at the first Galleria Plaza. So this is just a picture of what our classroom looks like. And then I just kind of gave a screenshot of a capstone project that we had a group do. And this Java Android is that they create apps using the Java language, and this is just an example. We also have the Data Science Bootcamp. This is also a 12-week bootcamp. The Data Science Bootcamp, we have 2 options. We have a full-time, which is a full 12 weeks, Monday through Thursday. And then we also have a part-time Data Science Bootcamp, which is a 24-week, Fridays only, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And again, it just kind of goes through all the information. These are our one-page flyers. So we also have flyers that have all of these kind of condensed. So if you would like any of these flyers that I'm showing you, I'll be happy to send those out to you. And again, I'm just going to show you a capstone project from data science. I enjoy these as I'm listening because somewhere along the line, I always get a little lost as they talk about it because they're talking about kind of their data sets, how they gathered it, and how they are going to kind of how they talk. You have individuals who really will take their capstone projects to the next level. And so it's kind of fun to listen to it, then also listen to those employers who are volunteering their time to give feedback to these projects, how well they interact with our learners. So this is, again, just an example of a capstone project. The UX UI design course, this is a 15-week part-time boot camp. You are learning all of the fundamentals of, again, user experience, user interface. Melody is our lead instructor, and she does an incredible job. And this one, again, if you want more information, you can find more information under our part-time tab on our website. And again, this is just a great capstone project that one of our groups did. And this was an app that was designed to boost digital literacy on the Navajo Nation. So again, these come from our learners who have picked up a project that they feel passionate about. They go through the whole process of designing it. They put it into pictures. And again, this kind of just shows the flow of the project, and then to see a final working app at the end of the boot camp is really, it's amazing to see that. You see the build of the confidence that the learners will do as they are presenting their projects, and how well it's well received with our employers who come to watch. I wouldn't I don't want to make sure that I don't end this presentation without giving some stats about our boot camps. So our boot camp, these are just a little bit as far as attendance, boot camp completions, and then how many actually learners who take our boot camps achieve their pre-boot camp goal. So 90% attendance, they finish. As far as the boot camp completions, are as far as our boot camps and trainings. And as far as what their learner goal outcomes are, these are just a list of, they either attain a full-time job, they start an internship with one of the companies that they may have interacted with regarding professional development that we do within the boot camp. They either will start a company, they opt to freelance, or they go on to the CNM credit side, where they either pursue a certificate or associate pathway to get a degree, or they earn a certification. So each learner that successfully completes a boot camp, they get a certificate of completion. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over back to the Ingenuity side, which is housed at the Workforce Training Center, and talk about Shanna Sanchez's program, which is the Albuquerque's the Commercial Driver's License, or the ABQ CDL program. Again, this is going to be their website if you want more information. I will also put that in the chat for you if you want to read more about it. So with Shanna's program, there are two options for how to obtain a CDL Class A or CDL Class B. Again, I just took this from the website, so this has a lot of great information. As you click Learn More to apply, learn more, it'll give you more detailed information. And I chose to go ahead and click on the CDL side to show you an example of the information that you will get. So to get this specific license, you have 3 levels in which you are going to complete, that a learner will complete. So to begin with, they do something called theory and pre-work, which is 20 hours to complete the theory class. The second is behind the wheel training, where they actually get into a student driver 18-wheeler that you see on the picture on the left. The great thing about this is Shanna has created a great training program that is flexible. So individuals who want to take this program, but maybe say, I'm not available at this certain time. So I will show you an actual example of the schedules that we give these learners to be able to get the training they want if they decide they want to do a CDL training. And then also they do a CDL skills exam. The cost of the program does include them to take the exam fee. And then what I also was reading on the website as I was preparing these slides is that if an individual has to retake the exam for their CDL skills exam, that Shanna and her group will support, will go ahead and give them support to be able to retake and be successful. So again, here's an example of the CDL flexible schedule. So if someone wants to do weekday mornings, they have this option, a weekday afternoon, or if you are anywhere near Workforce Training Center on a weekend, you can see the student driver truck going, and it is on Saturdays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 3:30. These are the upcoming classes. But that's going to be, I believe they're every month, which is going to be the start date of October 16th. This is the behind the wheel. So if someone wanted to get right into the beginning of the 3-level training, it would be November 15th, which start the session 1, which is the theory and pre-work. And so that is going to be CDL. The next program I'm going to talk about, Jeff DeBellis, is our program manager, our senior program manager that oversees this program. This is excuse me, I'm almost going to sneeze, sorry, is the address in which you can find the program. I am so sorry. This is going to be the electric line worker pre-apprenticeship program. And this is a great program because as these individuals are going through the program, they work in collaboration with rural electric co-ops, which again, after these individuals complete the program, they either are going right into a job, and because they have these set of skills. If you know, this is out at the almost at the Rio Doso, because that's where I used to live, at the Rio Rancho campus. The cost of the program is here. If you want to have a CDL license, that's included. This is an additional. And then also the learners who do take this program, if there is additional fees that may be related to obtaining their license, which is the cost here. So again, this all can be found on the website, on the CNM Ingenuity website under the CDL line worker. I'm going to speed up because I know I am coming to my time. This is the electric line worker schedule. If you can see, it is a very popular one where the September 5th, November 20th is full. The February 26th and the August 2nd of next year is going to be coming up. And the great thing about why a lot of these programs are filling up is because we have an incredible collaborations or have given the opportunity for funding opportunities. The first one that we work with, again, what Allison was talking about with JTA, the New Mexico Workforce Connection. I know Allison had mentioned this, which is the WIOA, which stands for the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. We work really closely with them. They will send us learners to be able to take and train in these programs, such as Deep Dive, the CDL, and the electric line worker. With the Workforce Connection, it is an eligibility process. I know just enough to be dangerous. There is a process that you go through. I know one way to get into the to be made eligible to the program is eligibility. The other is if you have been laid off from your job, if you receive unemployment, there is a process that you go through. As Deep Dive, as a senior program manager, I will refer individuals if I think they would qualify for the program. The program can take a couple of weeks for them to be made eligible. So I like to make sure I start them early, refer them as soon as I can so they can meet our start dates for our boot camps and for our trainings. And we hold quarterly meetings with them, with the CDSs and Patricia over at the New Mexico Workforce Connection, just so we can stay on the same page as far as programs. If there's anything updates to the program to themselves that we need to make sure that we pass on to our learners that we were referring to, and they also learn about new trainings that we have at Ingenuity. And then we also have the Training for Your Future funds that we get to award directly out of Ingenuity. This is a great opportunity and that we have available. This is something that all these programs that I highlight are eligible for. Once we exhaust these funds, we have no more awarding. But as far as I know, and Allison, correct me if I'm wrong, I know that we'll have enough funding for the end of the year to fund for the January programs, as well as well into the spring. So the Training for Your Future funds, if a learner is wanting to apply and submit an application, they can do so based on financial need or economic development. I'm going to go ahead as I'm talking. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And so these are funds that have been really beneficial for us. And for our September boot camps that we have started, especially our IoT, we have really great high enrollment because it's when we have funding that we can award quickly to a learner. The onboarding process goes quickly, and we are able to have high enrollment, which in turns has a lot of individuals training, upskilling personally and professionally. So if you know someone, on our websites, we do have what Allison has, similar to JTA, where they can start your registration, they can submit an inquiry, and SPM that oversees that program will be able to reach out to them and start the onboarding process, and we'll work through the funding application, especially the TIF as well as WIOA, because we collaborate with them.